Hi guys, it's me Caran. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to work a little bit in this little book here. This is the cute little cat book, Nelco Neco book I received, and I kind of started working on here. But what we're going to do is go into the beginning of the book here and explain a little bit about this. This is a character book and kind of a story of this family here and what they do during the holidays, or not holidays, but the seasons. Okay, so we have the two little sisters here, and they're about the same age. Names are going to be a little hard for me to go, but this is like Pipino and Papuri. I'm going to nickname them as Puri and Pip. This is their little brother here, who's named Chiro. This is their best friend. I read the translations. I put them in Google. Their best friend, Heck, H-E-E-K. Don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm going to probably call him Hector, just to make it easier for me. This is their Uncle Tom and their grandmother, Daisy. Okay? So if you wanted to, and this is probably something I might or might not do depending on my mood and how often I want to color the same cats over and over again. But you could color the girls here in a certain pattern and then write down the color patterns that you used and the pencils that you used and the colors, you know, on all of them. Their clothes change, but you know, the cat's fur probably will not. Now what I did was I started at this page here. It's the cover page here. So I started it, but I didn't film it. So I thought I would color this little kitty cat over here the same way I colored this one. Obviously the dress is going to be different, it's no big deal, but these are the sisters. So if I color her in, you'll get an idea how I colored her in. They probably will not look the same because I'm not a cut and paste type person. You're coloring it and you're going to get the colors a little different every time you color, so that's one of the reasons I don't know if I want to keep the color scheme going on all the cats in the same colors that they are right now. Just because it's going to be hard unless I go through the whole book and color each cat right now, and that is not something I want to do. So today I'm going to color her. I've picked out Polychromos. We have a dark brown, so that's Walnut. We have a medium-ish brown, which is Nougat. We have a brown ochre, which is a lighter color. We have the Ivory, which is almost white. And we have two tones of warm gray. Warm gray 2 and warm gray 3. And I will be bringing in black and white also. Probably a little of the pink for the nose, because I gave her a little pink nose. So I'll get you down so we can see this, excuse me, a little easier. Hold on. Okay. What I'm going to start with is, well, sort of a sharp point. I'm going to come down the eye line here, skip a little bit, put a little dot right about there. That's where I want to have her cheek area start and the coloration under her eye here. So we're just going to use, what is this one? The brown ochre to get that line going. Then we're going to go up here on her forehead area and add some of that color up here. Also going to add a little of that color down around her cheekies down here. And do the same over here. And then we're going to pull some of this into the ear here. She has no arms, so we can't add any in her arms, but we can add a little bit of this in her feet. Okay, we got no hands. Nope, we have no hands. Okay, so I'm going to go in with, do I have another brown out here? I'm looking at my desk. Because I left all the colors out that I had used on the other kitty cat. But I do not see another brown, so we're going to go right back in with a walnut. We're going to do the same thing here and go over those areas. Just little tiny lines. And then we're going to start bringing it up on her nose. Now the hairline will be pulled in from the sides here. Up to the center, and then it starts to come out up in this area-ish. But it still kind of goes into the center. You're not really going to see this because the paper is smooth. Unless you have a really sharp point on this, it's not going to show up too much. Okay, and then we're just going to light pull that out a little. I'm going to pull a little of that down here. And down there. And I'm not putting much pressure on this. It's very light. And we're going to put some down here on the feet. Just kind of like where that ankle turns. His tail hiding over here, so down on the tail we're going to add a little of that too. It's way down here. There, the two colors. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of the Nougat, and I'm going to sharpen that if I can find my pencil sharpener. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go over the area that we put the color down. Same direction. Then we're going to work on her little mouth here. Okay. We're going to bring back in our first color, which is the brown ochre. And just kind of very lightly go over these areas, and I mean just lightly touching the paper. Okay. going to bring in a little gray. This is the gray at number 2, warm gray. Then I'm going to pull in the warm gray, number 3. Then we're going to pull in black. Throw some hairs in here. Okay, now we're going to get the little bit of pink on her nose. I think there was a lighter pink in here somewhere, but we'll just touch that up with a little white, lighten it up a little. There we go. We're going to take the ivory and we're going to blend everything here. Put a tiny bit of the pink very, very, very lightly in the ear here. Then go back over it with the ivory. And then we're going to take the black in here again, and we're just going to blend some of this out. Pull in some lines very softly. Okay. We're going to I can speak. Sorry. I'm going to do her little feet too. So we're just going to add in that color down here and on her tail. We're going to do her eyes the same way we did this little one over here, and that was with 3 tones of, well, a greenish tone. So we have cobalt turquoise, we have dark phthalo green, and we have earth green yellowish. So we're going to go in first with the cobalt turquoise. We're going to go over the top portion of the eye and bring it down a little. Then we'll bring in the second color, which is the dark phthalo green. Bring it down on the sides, blend it into the turquoise, leaving a little space down here. And in that little space, we're going to put the earth green yellowish color. Okay, then we're going to go back over it with the dark phthalo green. Just blend it and just leave a little bit of that color in there. And then again with the turquoise, I'm going to bring it out from that line a little bit and really darken that top. Okay, then I'm going to bring in the black, and I'm putting a triangle here to come down like a cat's eye. Okay, then I'm darkening the whole top up here. Okay, and since we're working at such a small little space, I have to dust that off. You have to be a little careful here. Okay, then we're going to find the Posca because it's here. And I'm going to say she's looking over in this direction, so we're going to put a little dot there and there. This one kind of went a little too far over. Should really do that when that's dry. I'm going to wait for it to dry to do that. Okay, what else do we need to do here? This needs to be just a bit darker. I didn't put any whisker dots on her, so well, in here, I'll do that. And just a bit more darkness down here, and a shadow. Okay, then we are going to add a tiny bit of that. I need a Prisma and a sharp point. I'm going to pull a tiny of that blue kind of into her corner of her eye here. Just a tiny bit. Throw a little extra white in here. All right, now we're going to do her dress. Kind of want them to match, so I have, what do we have? Dark red, dark violet, Caput Mortuum violet. We're going to go down with the darkest one, which is the Caput. And I'm going to do her apron dark and her underskirt light, just kind of the opposite of what we did over here. Let's see. See, she's got a little apron piece and her sleeves are poking out. But I think I'll make these sleeves and this as a overdress to the other dress. And then this beige and the bottom beige. We'll see how that turns out. Anyway, we have folds already put in here for us. So we have one that comes in here and we want to darken that. So we're going to put a line and a little crease in here and pull it out a little. So go dark on the black line and then just lighten it coming out. Pull one on this one. We're going to go on this side because that's kind of the down ruffle, the out ruffle, the down ruffle, the out ruffle, the down ruffle. Yeah. Go around that way. So this line dark and then just kind of bring it out. Match it up with this one. They aren't really matched up, but we can make them match up by just darkening that line and curving it a little. And then just lightly pull it down. This one, pull it down a little further. And darken under here. Okay, we're really going to darken underneath the tie there, and then just kind of bringing it down. Going to pull that tie here, and maybe add another little wrinkle somewhere else. Pull it across here. Okay, then we're going to darken underneath the sleeve. The shoulder and underneath the little collar. Then just lightly pull it down. There's a bit of a sleeve over here. We want a little color on that. We want to darken right around the tie or the sash or the bow or whatever that's going to be. We hold on to our pencil a little better. It would be a good idea. Then we'll go down this one and kind of make like a darker area right here. Bring it up as like a little triangle to that piece. Blend it out. Okay, we're going to darken this side. This side, and let those two match up. Darken underneath that sleeve, and again, this little piece here. Go around to the edge of the skirted area. You want that dark, and then just lightly bring it in. We can bring down a few extra little folds in the skirt. and maybe a few in the top. Okay, and we're just going to very lightly just add some of that color here. Okay, next color is the red violet. We're going to kind of go over everything here. Bring this color up just a bit more. I put red on that sleeve, so I guess I'm making this sleeve red and I forgot. Going to darken that line a little and darken that line a little. Go around the bottom. Blend it up. I'm doing this very lightly. And I'm not really putting much color down here at all. This is layering a lot. A little darker there. Okay. I'm going to decide if I want to do that sleeve before I commit. Red is not easy to erase. This is our last color, which is dark red. Just kind of go over everything. Okay, we're going to go over some of that with our ivory, if I can find it. Hiding under the book. So on the lightest areas, we want to stick a little of that. Okay, then we're going to take the Caran blender, make sure we don't have a color on it, and we're going to go over all those areas. I want to go in the direction of the fabric folds. And just make sure it's all laid down. Then we're going to go back over it with our Caput Mortuum violet. Make sure we are the deepest colors we can in our creases. And our shadows. Now, since there is no pattern on this one, I'm going to take a little bit of the black and I'm going to go in those creases just a bit more, just so they stand out even better. Make sure we get it nice and dark here. And then dark right in the center here. And take a little of the red violet. Just softly go over that area. Okay, then we're going to take our cream again and just make sure we still have a highlight here. And I play with this for a long time. Sorry. It's a nice thing about the Polychromos is you can just go over and over until you get the color you like. I think that's good enough. Okay, now we're going to do the skirt, which is beige and gray, along with a little ruffle there. So we're going to go in with the soft gray first. We'll do the sleeve here. So we're going to pull the existing crinkles in with that, and we're just going to add some of that over here. You can't really see the sleeve, so boom. We're going to put some of that around the neck, just kind of pull it out down here in the ruffle. The ruffle has uppers and downers. We're just going in to where the down parts are. You can just eyeball that. And then the little piece that goes between, that can either be gray or it can be the color of the skirt, your choice. So we're just going to pull some of this down. And maybe add a few more in there. Then we pull in the darker, which is the 3. And we'll just pull some of that in. Okay, the lighter gray. And then we'll go in with the cream. Then we're going to put the cream down on the lower skirt here. Okay, then we're going to grab the warm gray 275. And in that darkest area, so like under this wrinkle, there'll be a dark area. Under that wrinkle, there'll be a dark area. Under here. Under this one. And of course in the back where you can't see it. Because the book kind of takes into the corner there. I don't even know if I got her tail very well. Then we're going to go underneath the this line here. Bring that out a little bit. Make sure we're dark enough up here. Okay, and the skirt down here, we're going to add a little tiny bit of brown ochre in the dark spots, which are again in that fold, in this fold, and then in the little valleys here, just add a little bit. You'll notice there's another ruffle under here. Oh, these kitties have got some really nice outfits. I'm going to put a little of that brown up in here. Just a touch. Okay, then we're going to go back over with the cream. Soften that up. And then the little wrinkle here, or the little ruffle, is going to be done in the light grays, or the 3 gray tones. It's just kind of sticking out from underneath the skirt up here. Then that beading. So in there between, I'm going to do that in red because it's driving me a little crazy. Did I put all those pencils here? So we're going to take the Caput Mortuum violet and just go around there. Okay. Boom. That only took what? Forever. The colors that I used over here, I don't know if you can see that in the leaves, are the colors I'm going to put down here. And that was these two. So the earth green yellowish we used in her eyes, chrome oxide green as the dark color. So you can either go dark to light or light to dark, your choice. I'm just going to do a leaf here. I'm going to go in the direction of the leaf. So the direction of the veins, we're going to do a dark up here and a tiny bit right around her face here. And darkest in the center. So just put a little more pressure on that and pull those out, and then we're just going to go over that with the lighter green. Go in the direction of the little leaf veins. And you could go back over it and just touch up any way you want it darker. Leave the edges if you like. We can do those in the cream. It is springtime, so we have the new leaves coming out. So boom, each little leaf is going to be done like that. And there are plenty of them here. You get a lot of practice. There's little flowers in here too, so when you go around her face, kind of do little tiny strokes into her fur so her fur stands out. And still looks like fur. And then add the green. If you want to get that a little more depth, add a little black into the... Okay, black is my shortest pencil. Where did it go? It's hiding under my book. Add a little black just next to the kitty's face and at the very base of the leaf. Darken up a little bit of that vein that's coming up. And just that little touch will give you more depth in the leaf. So yeah, 500 leaves later, you'll be done with that. Now, this is gray out here, and then it just kind of abruptly stops. You can either bring that gray in by even using the same grays that we had before, or you can do this in a green and make it look like it's a little forest coming out. I would suggest doing that with, unless you really like coloring little teeny tiny things, I would do that with a brush of Distress ink in there. But that's what I was going to do with the kitty, so you know how I did the kitty cats. If you want any more texture in the fur, you can take your eraser and we'll just bring in some tiny little lines of that. Brighten up her little cheeks a little if you like. Okay, if you want a lot of texture in there, you can grab any kind of sharp tool that you have that has a point like this. Dirty fingernail, sorry. A point that has a top like that, or even like an X-Acto knife or something, and you can just scratch the paper a little bit. It'll move the pencil around, but it'll also give you these little indentations. Get it just a little more fertile. You want to be careful so you're not ripping your paper. And then you can just take a color and you kind of go over those. And the pencil will only get the highlights and not the underlights, because it's scratched and indentated. So it'll only touch the top of the paper. There we go. So that's it for today, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them if I can, and as soon as I can. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye now.